So next on the list of things to do is this rear door here. So obviously the back's full of stuff, but we can still get to this. I actually have another rear door since this one is tweaked all the way through. So my plan is undo those hinges, take the door off, and then put the new door on, and then we're going to try and tackle this this damage down here, see how far we get. Alright, so now that the door's off, I need to put the new door on. I've already pulled all the wires out and it is pretty much ready to go on. Just need to switch the hinges over from the white door to the grey door. But before I put this on, I don't even see it. There's a slight dink here, which I want to pull out before I put the door on. So, which means I get to use a new tool, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me sand this down first. And here it is, a bevel dent puller thing. I've literally never used one before in my life, but I watched some YouTube videos because that is the wealth of all knowledge, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to pull this little dink out of there, and then obviously we'll move on to the more serious dent down here. But before I put the hinge on, I wanted to get the outside smooth. I can do this with the door on, so yeah, give it a go. Who knows if this will work, but we'll find out together. Alright guys, so I did my best. I put some filler on it to try and smooth out. I'll let that set and then sand it down, and hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But now I need to get the hinges off this door onto the door. Let's do it. What's nice about filming sometimes is when you forget which way round your hinges go when you take them off the door, you can go back and watch the footage and see where you put them. So welcome back. That's my fault. The SD card got full and I never got the footage of me actually fitting the back door. So I guess we'll pick it up from here. It's a new day, obviously. I am fresh. It's actually afternoon because I spent all morning editing last week's video. So yeah, plan today is try and pull the bottom hinge out and get the door back on, which does mean I've got to take that door off again. So let's crack on. So before I pull this back door off, I thought I'd show you why I need to pull this hinge out down here. So it's slightly pushed in, which means that no matter how much I adjust it, it does not line up. So fingers crossed, I pull that hinge out. It's not a lot, it's like 5mm, if that. I've got a plan on how I'm going to do it, and we'll see if it works. And this is the plan. Right, so ratchet strap hooked up to the tow bar in my van, over the top of this piece of rusty metal that I found in the garden, and then behind the hinge I'm going to wrap this seat belt, this old seat belt that I've cut a few holes in, not very well obviously, and then that goes behind there, ties to the other end of the ratchet, and pull. Fingers crossed that works. Okay, seatbelt's behind it. I'll tie a knot in this. There we go. Hook up to the rack. This has to be very scientific. You need to pull in a very straight line. It also needs to pull slightly upwards. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't pick up in the camera, but the hinge should be very slightly upward, like here. Here it's not flat, it's not square to the body, it's ever so slightly upwards, which is why I'm using this, which needs to go a bit higher, I think. But yeah, once I've got that a bit higher, we'll give it a pull and hopefully pull this hinge out a little bit. Right, okay. I mean, we are so tight right now, I can't actually undo the ratchet. Yeah, I mean, it's mega tight, but I think it might have pulled out. I think my plan's worked. It's hard to tell, but that was pushed in. It doesn't look pushed in anymore. It looks kind of flat. So there's only one way to find out, and that's by closing the door. But yeah, I think I'll release the handbrake off my van to get rid of this tension, because there's no way I'm doing it from the ratchet. So yeah, give this a go. Do you reckon I can close this door with that in there? Right. Fingers crossed. I mean, I think with a bit of door adjustment, with a little bit of door adjustment, but we've still got the seatbelt behind there, so the hinge is still sitting a little bit further away than it should. I don't know if that's a problem, but I mean, obviously the hinge will still need adjusting slightly. But I mean, it looks pretty good to me. We'll try it with the other door shut as well, shall we? Okay, it still sits a little bit. I mean, this, to be honest, this could be this door's problem, not that door. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it for a long time, try and get it to line up better. But this here, I don't know if you remember this gap before, no gap. This was tight against. In fact, you can see just here where it's actually touching. So the fact that that's not touching anymore, it's more even with this side, which hasn't been damaged. Still might be a little bit close though. I don't know. Maybe I need to pull on it some more. I might pull on it again. Right, this time I'm going to pull slightly more from the top. I've set it up so it's a bit stronger. It's a bit tension towards the top of the hinge rather than the bottom. I think the bottom has come out just right. The top just needs a little more tweaking, but it's really successful. So the other thing I've done is I've twisted this over, so I should be able to pull it from the top now instead of trying to pull it from the bottom. But yeah, we're so close now, guys. Let's just a little bit more, and hopefully the door will fit. Oh no. And that, guys, is why you don't use mole grips on ratchet strap handles. If you need more pulling power, just buy a bigger ratchet strap. This one's rated to 900 kilos, which is more than enough for this, but I couldn't pull on the little handle anymore. But yeah, a pair of mole grips has just absolutely toasted it. So that's the end of that. I mean, this is a risk now. I've got to go and release the tension before it goes ping and takes my eye out or my leg or arm or something. Alright guys, so I've been absolutely sweating to get the hinges all lined up, get everything. I've been lifting the door up, trying to lift the door with one arm while I tighten the bolts. I've done the inner door, the door hinge side of the hinge and the van side of the hinge. I've got everything as close as I can get it, and it would close perfectly with all the body lines lining up and everything. The light's a bit in, but I think that's the light itself is damaged, which is fine. I can repair that, replace it. But this is what I'm dealing with. Right, you see, I don't know if you can see that. It's like the inner edge, like this inner edge of the catch is colliding with there, so the door, it will shut. You've got to really slam it, and you're bending things, you know. And the thing is I took the other one off the old door, and this is even worse. Even though they've got the same part number, this one is even further away than this one, which I can't work out. But since absolutely everything else lines up perfectly, I can only assume that just a slight variation in the door means I need to move this slightly. So I think that's what I'm going to do next, and see if I can adjust it there, because otherwise, if I just slam the door shut, it actually looks pretty good. They're not perfect up there, but I think this door's a bit low. I think if anything, if I lift this door to line up with that door, it would be better, because just the door to the roof, it's low on this side, and it's perfectly lined up on this side. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm better than Volkswagen, but I think I've lined up this door better than that one is lined up. Not that, I mean, that could have been anyone. Right, let's remove that trim and see if we can adjust the catch. It has genuinely taken me 20 minutes to get these 4 screws out. I didn't bother filming it. It would be so boring. But there was so much dirt inside there. And they're the tiny little star drives. Or Torx bit, whatever you want to call them. So let's take this off and see how bad the dirt is under here. Okay. Yeah. I think I should probably hoover this out. I can't believe how long that's taken me. I've adjusted every single screw or bolt or nut that's on that door. Finally it shuts. Finally. Got to put it all back together now though. Actually no I don't, because I need to paint that door. As you can see, it's got some damage here, it's got some damage here, it's got a few dinks here, but I think, to be honest, I think the most important or the most obvious thing about it is that it's not white. I don't think this is a good look, to be honest, having odd coloured doors. So yeah, most importantly, I need to paint it, which I'm going to do at the same time as I do the bonnet. I'm probably going to do these hinges too, because they're looking a little bit worn. So that one's not too bad actually. So yeah, that's the next thing for the door, but for now it's going to stay like that. I'm just going to put the trim back on because I don't need to take that off again, I don't think. Right guys, well I'm going to call that the end of the episode. The door shuts perfectly. I've actually spent multiple hours off camera getting everything lined up. I think it looks pretty much as good as I'm going to get it. I have noticed the light. I'm pretty sure this is broken. I can get my fingers behind it and lever it out. And I'll notice some cracks on the inside. So pretty sure that's broken. So I'll have to order a new one of those. But otherwise, I think it's been a very successful day. I know I split this into 2 days because the camera died and everything else, but actually it's been way more work than I expected it to be. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment. Good things, bad things, what you liked, what you didn't like. Please, I will read all the comments. I'll reply to as many as I can. And I will see you in a week. Peace.